still snowing. We're going on like 36 hours of snow. And we're feeding horses, but you know, we're just doing what we can.
Yeah, we're not used to all this.
No, it doesn't snow like this here. They're actually saying this might be the most snow that we've seen since the blizzard of '93 in Knoxville.
I can believe it.
How many inches do you think we got?
I would say 9 or 10 now. We're pushing it.
Yeah, and it's still snowing. It's supposed to snow through like noon, and it's like 10 o'clock now, probably 9:30.
Yeah, and
Anyway.
just getting colder.
Yep. It's supposed to be like -3 tonight. So anyway, we're feeding horses. I've been adding a warm mash to these guys' feed to help keep them warm and hydrated. And here's what it looks like this morning. We still have some hay in the feeder, so that's always a good thing. And checking on Luna eating her food. And we broke the ice in the water trough so the horses have access to water. Jordan's trying to get some snowballs out of the horses' hooves right now. If horses have shoes on during this kind of snow, it just packs in their shoes, and yeah, it's kind of a problem. So I tried the Pam cooking spray hack. It kind of worked halfway for me. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. 50-50. But Jordan's still digging ice and snow out of Chicho's hooves here. And you can see that we're gonna spray some Pam on their hooves to see if we can keep that from building up in there. It worked about, like I said, half the time for us. Jordan's just brushing off some solar panels. We have a motion light by our gate, so if the horses walk up or we walk up, it lights up. And then our electric fences also run off of solar panels, so he's just brushing those off so that they can get some sunlight and stay working. Get it. We went up the hill to some of our back pastures where our boarders horses are. She couldn't get out, so we had to go feed them too. And Jordan's just breaking the ice in their water trough as well. We feed a ton of hay during weather like this. Horses actually warm themselves internally through the digestion of long stem fibers, so we go through a ton of hay. I want them to have access to it 24/7, and I want them to fill their bellies. That's how we keep them warm. We also use a tartar hay basket and a hay chicks hay net to help prevent waste, as well as slow them down a little bit, and we really love it. And these guys really love having hay all the time. Luna is clearly a big fan. But full horses means warm horses, so that is always a happy sight for us. Yeah, these guys are pretty appreciative in this weather.
So this is what winter looks like. When your hose gets froze and you think it drained out, but it really didn't. And then your kitty is interested in what you're doing too much. You gotta keep that thing up.
Okay, last time we updated it was what, Tuesday morning when we were talking? It is now Thursday night. Our snow has not melted and it is just getting worse because we have freezing rain tonight and it's gonna be frigid cold temps all weekend. So, but remember, it's gonna be 60 degrees next week, so we're about to have a super muddy mess. But anyway, it's frozen over on the handle. That's crazy. That's all ice. Hi, Jetty. Anything that looks wet is frozen. Jordan's grabbing our replenish mash for the morning so we can make a warm mash for the horses to put on top of their feed, which they have been really appreciating every morning. So that makes me happy. But you just put it in a bucket and add hot water in the morning. Don't do that. Feeding our little barn kitty, his favorite time of day. He gets fed twice a day though. People asked about what we do for him. So we actually have under here, so he has to block the wind. There's a heated house under here for him. And then he can go in that, which he does a lot, or he can go into the barn, and he's got plenty of hay in there that he can nest in. So it's all up to him. As you can see, it's snowing again. It's Friday. We had freezing rain last night. Everything is real crunchy. We've got all the horses fed. I fed my boarder's horses on the hill because she couldn't get out. And that's just what we're dealing with today. Yeah. Ow. Okay, let's talk about why we blanket horses with a winter coat. Because you can see this wind's whipping right now. Chicho has a really fabulous winter coat. I call him a woolly mammoth. But you see where that wind is cutting through that hair right now? Horses create a layer of insulation around their bodies by making their hair stand up on end, and they trap air around their bodies to keep themselves warm. But when it's really windy or wet out, like with snow or rain, it prevents those hairs from standing up, or the wind cuts through that insulation layer. That's when you're really going to want to blanket these guys. I blanket with the intention of shelter, not necessarily heat, because horses warm themselves through the digestion of lungs and fibers. So that's why we focus on feeding so much hay during these times. Now, with feeding a lot of that dry matter and lungs and fibers, horses need to be drinking more water than normal. So that's why we focus on always having fresh, clean water available to them, not frozen, because they need to be drinking more water than normal to help their digestive system pass all of that hay and not colic. So colic is like one of the worst things that can happen to horses, one of the #1 killers, and it's a tummy ache because they can't throw up and they just get stopped up. So not fun, but that's what we deal with. I also give them the option of hay in our little run-in over here. As Chicho has just popped in here, I thought I'd show you guys. So they have, hey, and your face is making eye boogers, Chi-Chi. So they have the option to be out there or to get out of the wind in here. So they have choices. That's what I like for horses, because they're smart. They're smarter than we are. If they want to be out of the weather, they can come and get out of the weather. If they feel comfortable, they'll just stand out there.